Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari 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 Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram
Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Shall I begin again? Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse number 10. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatamasmi tejas tejasvinamaham. The meaning of this verse is, O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. So, Krishna is explaining how he is the root of everything, the ultimate source of everything. Everything begins with a seed. Bijam mam sarva bhutana. The whole material existence, in the beginning, there is only Krishna. But Krishna, he is the seed of everything. In contact with material nature, the seed fructifies into so many different varieties of living beings. So, Krishna is the starting point of all life. Krishna is the starting point of the creation. Krishna is the seed of all existence. And Krishna also says, Buddhir buddhimatamasmi. He is the intelligence of all intelligent people. That means intelligence also has got its source in Krishna. So this point we have to recognize, we have to understand that whatever I may possess, everything is given by Krishna only. It is Krishna's and it is given by him. When it is given by him, it has got a specific purpose. Only for that purpose we should use. If we don't use for the purpose for which it is given, it is called misuse, abuse. So then we are liable to be punished for abuse or misuse. So what is the purpose? Intelligence is given for us to help us understand, using our intelligence, who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? What is my ultimate source? Where am I coming from? Where am I going? So, intelligence has to be used for that. Now, if somebody may use intelligence for some other purposes, then that is misuse of intelligence, or not the proper use of intelligence. Or even, it is described, Krishna is the prowess of all powerful men. Now, the powerful people, they think that they are independent. They can use their strength or prowess any way they like. But actually that is not correct, because the source of all prowess is Krishna only. So therefore, it is described that we should try to understand, using our developed consciousness, how ultimately Krishna is the source of everything. This is very, very important, especially in the human form of life. We got this facility in the human form to understand, to question, to reason, to engage our intelligence in this way. We have got the ability, we got the facility, so we should utilize. There are so many people who are making so many inquiries, so many types of research, so much type of development, but it is all against God consciousness. And that's why so much trouble in the world. Simply because they are either godless or they are somehow trying to go against Krishna or God. That's why all the problems. A godless society, nobody can be happy, nobody can be peaceful, nobody can be prosperous, nobody can be free from anxiety. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, we get a clear understanding. Knowledge of the Absolute. This chapter itself is knowledge of the Absolute. Absolute means the ultimate source, the ultimate root of the entire creation, the ultimate power, source of everyone's power. It is Krishna only. So that if we understand, then we are able to actually come to proper knowledge, proper understanding, and we are able to achieve ultimate success in our life. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse number 11. Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. The meaning of this verse is, I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna. So Krishna is telling that he is the strength of all strong people. So which means that the strength any strong person has should be applied to protect the weak, not for the sake of personal aggression. The strength should not be misused. It should be for protecting the weak. The whole Varnashrama arrangement is, the Kshatriyas, they are strong. So they protect the weaker sections of the society against attack by miscreants, attacks by rogues and thieves and plunderers and those who are aggressors. This is what the Kshatriya duty is, to protect against harm, to protect against attack. And dharma aviruddha bhuteshu kamosmi. Krishna says, I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. Sex life is, in the human form of life, at least for human beings, sex life has got a definite purpose. It's not merely to simply create some progeny. That is happening in all lower species. But it is meant for producing good progeny. Sat Santan. Sat Santan, good progeny, is produced when, according to religious principles, sex life is employed for producing good children. So, the responsibility of parents is to make their children Krishna conscious. That is also the meaning of this verse. Dharma aviruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. And now, sex life, if it is properly utilized, one can produce a devotee child. A devotee child. Now, as soon as a devotee is born, such a devotee definitely can deliver 21 generations of parents and forefathers and all different grades of relatives. 21 generations. In fact, if the devotee child becomes a preacher, he can deliver the entire world. What to speak of 21 generations of forefathers. So that is the potential. That is the potential. At least Krishna is telling you, follow the religious principles, at least you will have a good child. Otherwise, children become a big source of problem, first for the parents and then for the others also. Just like when Srila Prabhupada went to America in the beginning of the Krishna consciousness movement, 1965, he saw so many hippies. So when he was talking to one of the reporters, he was telling, what kind of a civilization is this? That you are the most advanced nation in the world and you're producing a set of people who are confused, frustrated, and simply living on the street. What kind of civilization is this? So Prabhupada questioned like that. And he also gave a solution, Krishna consciousness. And he did make hippies, some of them at least, he made them into first-class devotees, Vaishnavas. So that is the way of God consciousness, of Krishna consciousness. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse number 12. Ye chaiva sattvika bhava rajasas tamasas chaye matta eveti tan vidhi natvaham teshu te mayi. The meaning of this verse is, all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of this material nature. In this whole material world, these three gunas are very active. This is the active portion of material nature. Material nature, there is inert matter, earth, water, fire, especially earth, we say inert matter. But there is also active portion of this material nature called the gunas, the modes. And it is very, very subtle. We cannot easily detect this on our own, independently. What is this? Gunas, modes which are working, how they are binding, how they are forcing us, how they are pushing us to do so many things which may be even dangerous for us. So that is being explained, that all material activities in the world are conducted under the three modes of material nature. Now these modes are coming from what source? They're coming from Krishna, because they are Krishna's energy. But still, Krishna is not subject to these modes. He is not under the modes. Even when he incarnates, he looks like another human being. But he is not a human being. He is not a jiva. He is not under the modes. The modes are coming from him, but he is not under the modes. So this is very, very important understanding. Krishna is independent. Even though as energy he is everything, but he is aloof from the energy also. As the personality of Godhead, he is completely aloof from the energy. Therefore, if at all, it will be explained in the later verses how these modes of nature are binding us, the living beings. Krishna is not bound. Krishna is always liberated, always independent, always completely aloof. But at the same time, Krishna has got some interest in this world. Krishna eternally resides in his personal abode, where his pure devotees are there. And he's engaged in his wonderful pastimes, full of joy, full of bliss. But he wants us also to go to his personal abode and enjoy with him. That's what he wants. So he has got an interest in this material world also. He's got interest in this material world also. He's concerned about every jiva, every living being. Krishna is concerned. How does he show his concern? He enters the heart of every living being and is active in fulfilling the desires of the living being. But he desires, ultimately, his personal desire is that we turn towards him. We follow his instructions and we prepare ourselves to get out of this material existence, to return to his personal abode. And in association with him, we can have eternal life full of bliss and knowledge. That's what Krishna wants. But then, if we are rebellious, if we are envious, if we want to lord over material nature, we want to enjoy materially, we want to enjoy material sense gratification, then we don't qualify, we are not eligible to reside in Krishna's personal abode. Then we have to remain in the material world, full of miseries. I'll stop here. I'll take some questions now. We have read in schools and colleges that water has no taste or is taste neutral. So water indeed has taste, or does only the thirsty feel so? Water is taste. You can make out when water is mixed with salt how the sweet taste is actually spoiled. And water is impure. But depends on what the impurity is. It could become bitter, it could become salty, it could become pungent. So that sweet taste of water, again the sweet taste is not the kind of sweetness in sugar or other jaggery, no. It is a different kind of sweetness which is pure water, which is not mixed with any impurity. The pure water, pristine water. That sweetness, that which quenches the thirst, that is the sweet taste of water, and that active principle is actually a representation of Krishna. Next question. What is meant by the light of the sun and the moon is also originally emanating from Brahma Jyoti? Actually, this material world is completely dark. But to dispel the darkness, we require a source of light. So the first source of light for us in this world is the sun. Sunshine is the first source of light for us. Then sunshine reflected from the moon, we have moonshine. Now reflection is not just simply ordinary reflection. Moonshine is not only it is providing light at night, but it is also very soothing and cooling. So that we actually cannot figure out how it is actually soothing and cooling, while sunlight is actually full of heat. Sun is full of fire. So how that reflected light of this sun, when it comes from the moon, then it is soothing and cooling and very, very, very nice at night. Moonshine is very nice. And that moonshine also nourishes vegetables and fruits to make them juicy. Somo bhutva rasatmakaha. In the 15th chapter, this will be explained. So, where is this sun getting its power to continuously supply light for the whole universe, for the entire duration of the universe? That is coming from the Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is the spiritual effulgence in the spiritual sky. So that Brahma Jyoti is actually the source for the sunshine, sun. And sun is actually illuminating the entire universe. Now, somebody may say there is some nuclear fusion reaction in the sun because of which there is some heat and light and fire and all that. But that is, you see, incidental to the truth. It is just like this body somebody can analyze is working because of so many reactions and food is broken down into some proteins or some flesh or some fat or whatever the analysis we do from external perspective. inside there is something else that is happening. Especially if you consider the subtle energies which are working in this body. For example, the scientists have no understanding of what is the subtle energy called prana. All of us say when somebody dies, pran chala gaya, prana hoitu, prana is gone, life is gone. What is that life? What is that prana? That is a subtle energy that no scientist can figure out using his gross instruments. This is something we have to first understand using our purified intelligence. Purified intelligence we can understand. And then we learn how to perceive and actually utilize and come to the platform of being able to understand and even apply these things on a different level, on a different platform called the intellectual platform, not even intellectual platform, spiritual platform. To understand things like prana, we have to come to the spiritual platform. Spiritual platform. Without coming to the spiritual platform, we can't perceive, we can't understand, we can't know, we can't even get any clue of what all this is. Simply we will be dabbling with some external effects of something that is happening inside. Externally you may study for millions of years and you may do so much of research, but you will never figure out what is happening due to something fundamental inside. Just like the presence of the spirit soul, that itself, just the presence, nothing more, just the presence. That itself is the cause for this entire body to be working. If there is a living being, then there is prana. If there is prana, then there is activity, there is movement, there is flow, blood flow, and the prana vayu circulating, and all the organs working, and so many trillions of cells, the scientists say trillions of cells, they are being supplied with nutrition through the blood circulation. How is this blood circulation happening? How is there a whole pneumatic system inside? They cannot figure that out. That is due to prana. Next question. How does one convince one's parents to let one volunteer at the temple owing to disturbances in the mind like lust, envy, etc., due to lack of association of devotees at home? To convince parents is not very easy, but then you also have to grow up and become mature in handling your own freedom or your adulthood in a responsible way. Now, parents may be concerned that you may misuse, or you may get deviated, or you may go off track. That may be their concern. Sometimes parents have such genuine concerns also. They are after all the well-wishers of their children. But if you can actually explain to them, first of all, you have to understand what is this whole spiritual life all about. What is this devotional service of Bhakti Yoga all about? And then when you have properly understood, then you can actually explain to your parents and assure them that this is not something which is like a brainwashing. Sometimes parents think like that all this spirituality is about brainwashing some innocent, weak-minded people. No. They are greatest of brains, the most powerful people. The Pandavas were very, very powerful, but they were at the same time great devotees of Krishna. They were powerful, they were great warriors, and they were very intelligent. They could rule the whole world perfectly. That requires a lot of intelligence. And they were able to follow all the principles given in the scriptures, how to rule the world in a proper way. So, it's not just weak-minded people who take to spiritual life. No. The most intelligent, the most learned, there is plenty of explanation, reasonable, logical, scientific explanation is there for everything in existence in the scriptures. This Bhagavad Gita alone, how much is there? Such nice knowledge is there. So, some misconceptions may be there. You have to definitely clear that before you yourself get convinced and you're able to convince your parents. What is meant by Lord is seed fructifies into various living entities. That is, the Lord injects the living beings who are his own part and parcel into the material nature at the beginning of the creation. And each living entity gets a particular type of body. That's the meaning of fructifying. Because the body is required because of our material desires. The body is given according to our material desires. If I desire to enjoy in one way, I am given a human body. If I desire to enjoy in another way, I am given a soul is given a cat's body, a dog's body. There are 8,400,000 different species of living beings. All are having different types of bodies suitable for fulfilling their desires for enjoyment in specific ways, in particular ways. That is the meaning of the seed fructifies into various living entities. Means the bodies are given at the time of creation. The living being is never created. Living being is spirit soul. But living being is not meant to live in this material world. Material world, the whole process of creation. In the spiritual world, there is no creation. In your original spiritual form, you are able to do all activities, spiritual activities. You can enjoy life. You can be in bliss. You are in knowledge. You are able to serve Krishna, interact with Krishna, everything. But here the arrangement has to be made in the material world. Because this is all artificial needs, artificial necessities. Actually, these are called anartha, unnecessary. This material body, this fulfillment of material desires, unnecessary. So therefore, this material creation is necessitated by the living entity's desires for enjoying materially. Difference between impersonal and personal. Personal you understand. Person means person has got name, person has got feelings, person has got thinking power, person has got possessions, person has got desires, person has got senses, person has got a relationship, person has got ability to love, this person. Impersonal means lacking all these personal characteristics. According to one philosophy, ultimately the truth itself is impersonal. We are all impersonal. That's the philosophy of one class of people, philosophers. That's completely wrong. Ultimately, we are all persons. The supreme absolute truth is the supreme person. So that we have to understand by studying properly the scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad-Bhagavatam. We can understand this. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.